Is everybody here? Who's coming? Right now. Come on in, everyone. I'm going to teach you a song I made. It's called There Is Only One. And we're going to be talking about the interdependent web today, which to me represents a oneness. And there's lots of different ways to think about oneness. So that's the chorus. We smile in the same language. We all breathe the same air. We are all connected. Let's join that together in prayer. There is no separation. There is only one. Move from inspiration. Feel the healing that's begun. And the first four lines, the melody is the same as the second four lines. Okay. And I was the folk music queen of New Jersey, so we're getting folk music this morning. So like this. We smile in the same language. We all breathe the same air. We are all connected. Let's join now together in prayer. There is no separation. There is only one. Move from inspiration. Feel the healing that's begun. We did really great for never having heard that before. Let's try it one more time, since now you know that we rehearsed. We smile in the same language. We all breathe the same air. We are all connected. Let's join now together in prayer. There is no separation. There is only one. Move from inspiration. Feel the healing that's begun. We can help each other through this life. There is only one. When we stand together as the light, the healing has begun. Here we go. We smile. We hear you. We all breathe the same air. We are all connected. Let's join now together in prayer. There is no separation. There is only one. Move from inspiration. Feel the healing that's begun. When you feel joy, I feel you. When you are suffering, I am too. For there is only one. The healing has begun. Let me hear you. We smile. We all breathe the same. Right. We are all connected. Let's join now together in prayer. There is no separation. There is only one. Move from inspiration. Feel the healing that's begun. And I was telling Sherry yesterday, one of the things I love about Unitarians is you guys are open at the top. I'm going to do a little bit of teaching in the science of mind, which is my path. One of our, I guess you could say, principles or thoughts, truths is that there is nothing to be revealed, only something to be healed. There's nothing to be revealed, only something. There's nothing to be healed, only something to be revealed. The healing is revealing, trade false beliefs for truth. And healing is the feeling as we stand in the absolute. Let me hear you. Smile in the same language. We all breathe the same air. We are all connected. Let's join now together in prayer. There is no separation. There is only one.
think I need to ring the bell at this point. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Statesboro, where we welcome all who welcome all. To be clear about that, we don't welcome those who hate. We do not welcome those who would feel the need to bring a gun or hateful intentions toward any house of worship or place of learning. We want this to be a safe place. But if you welcome all who welcome all and believe that love is a stronger force, we welcome you in this, our religious home. We extend a warm welcome to any visitors and guests. Looks like great to have you here this morning. If anyone would want to introduce themselves. Mark?
I think that if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Good morning. My name is Kathy, and it is the first time I've been here to your worship services. I've been to this church in another capacity, which I am so blessed to have learned so blessed to have met these ladies. So thank you for having me join you today in your worship. Thank you.
I'm also Kathy, just here, but I already knew a few people. I know Sherry, and I know Michael and Adrian, and Inga. Hey, happy birthday! This has been on my mind to come here for a long time. A year or so. I kicked myself out of the Methodist church. Yeah, one I'd grown up in, and it was one reason I moved back to Sylvania from San Antonio, Texas. I just wanted to grow old in my own community, and I was so disappointed at the way the church had changed. And what finally broke it for me was, besides some of the voting they did in the last couple of years, I found out that, I wasn't supposed to find out, but I did find out that we had 3 congregation members who were carrying weapons. You know, I know I wrote one of them. And then I found out that our preacher not only knew it, but he condoned it, and he wasn't telling the congregation. And the Methodist Book of Discipline clearly says, all Methodist property shall be weapon-free. And I couldn't live with that, so that was another main reason I left ultimately. So I'm so glad to be here that I finally did this. I'm so glad to see some people I know.
Right on.
Thank you. If anyone would like to share some more information, there's another visitor?
Yes, we have another visitor. I don't know if you just want to wave and say hello.
Well, if any visitors would like to give us some more information, you may do so with the guest registry near our front entrance or on our website, which is www.uustatesboro.org, so that we could send you more information about the fellowship. And thank you, members and guests, for sharing your resources during our offertory a little later in the service. Or again, you can do that via our website. In the month of August, this is the very last day, this is August 31st, half of our offering that is not designated as pledge is being donated to CASA, the court-appointed special advocates of the Geechee Judicial Circuit, especially trained volunteers who serve in a concerned adult role for children in foster care. We have a Share the Plate program, and we share with various organizations through the year. Next up will be the food bank for September. Now, I invite you to join with me in reciting our congregational affirmation. Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant. We dwell together in peace, we seek the truth in love, and help one another. Our worship leader this morning, as very often, is Sherry Barr.
Thank you, Board President Al. Good morning and welcome, everyone. As always, we will begin the next portion of our service by lighting our chalice, which is a symbol of our religious heritage. I invite you to say the chalice lighting words with me, after which I'll come back and strike a key, and we will rise up together and sing Rise Up, O Flame 2 times.
This is our chalice of love and light, uniting us all by day and night. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, creation and joy. Rise up, O flame, by thy light glowing, show to us beauty, creation and joy.
Thank you. And while you're standing, let's honor the light within by greeting folks standing nearby. So we have made a decision.
And my grandson.
Thanks everyone for greeting one another, and we will move on with the service. We don't have any of our younger children with us today, so we're going to skip that portion to have a little more time, not to have to hurry through the rest of it. Reverend Elaine is kind of cramming an hour program into our service this morning, and we don't want to miss any more of it than we have to. So we will skip the children's and go, so we won't do the sustainability. That was the children's song. And then we don't need to send the children out. So let me get my phone so I can tell you all the neat things about Reverend Elaine. And then she will lead us through meditation and other good on the program. Rev Faerie Elaine Silver is a celebrated folk musician, spiritual teacher, and metaphysical minister whose luminous voice and heartfelt performances have inspired audiences across North America and Europe. With 22 CDs to her name, she blends original compositions with spiritual teachings rooted in New Thought philosophy, science of mind, and earth-based traditions. Ordained as a divinity priestess in the Temple of Isis on October 10 of 2010, 10. She is also a licensed science of mind practitioner and a certified passion test facilitator. Due to a lifelong passion, also a certified BDologist through Bidiology University in the UK. Elaine has shared stages with many folk legends, including Arlo Guthrie and Pete Seeger, UU, to name just a few. She has also collaborated with contemporary spiritual luminaries, including Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Marianne Williamson, Neil Donald Walsh, Alan Cohen, and Don Miguel Ruiz. Known for her fairy persona, She infuses her concerts, workshops, and Sunday services with magic, love, and transformative energy, offering a musical ministry that uplifts and heals. She is delighted to be making her debut as our guest minister here today at our Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. Please welcome the Rev Faerie Elaine.
So we're going to start this part of the program with a little bit of a meditation, and this is a flexible meditation. You can close your eyes and unfold your arms and legs, or you can keep them crossed, you can look at me, you can lower your gaze, whatever you feel comfortable with. So how many people here have heard the expression, we're spiritual beings having a human or a physical experience? Yeah. Spiritual beings having a physical experience. And the fact that we're physical is what makes us different from the actual spiritual part. The spirit doesn't have a body, it doesn't have physicality, it just has metaphysicality. The seen, us here, and the unseen, and all the spaces in between. It's all made of that same energy, substance, essence, presence. And because we have bodies and source energy doesn't, we get to be human for soul. I could call it God or Goddess or energy or the universe, light, whatever you want to call that, whatever works for your understanding. So God or Spirit gets to be human through us, by means of us. We see, we taste, we smell, we touch for Spirit. And the other big distinction is that as human beings, we're given free will. How many people have heard that idea before? We get to have free will, which means we're always at choice, even if we don't think we're at choice. By not making a choice is often making a choice. So this song is titled The Universal Voice. And it's something that we can tune into. I'm sure many of us here have heard the idea that the answers are within. You know, because if the universe or source or God or whatever you want to call it, its center is everywhere and its circumference is nowhere. So we can find it within. And when it's within us, it's a little more personal. We are always at choice when we tune into the universal voice. But it takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. Now for some people it doesn't take discipline because they've done it so much, it becomes a habitual way of being. But it's all a matter of remembering to remember, to go within, find your answers. And there's a universal choice. It's the love in the universal voice. But it takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. The universal voice is still and small. The universal voice answers every call. It comes from within, below and above, as the sacred sound of love. The universal voice brings us knowing. The universal voice keeps us growing. The universal voice sets us free to roam to the universal sound of all. Now, many of us have heard that in the beginning there was the Word. That sound familiar? I disagree with that. I like the idea that in the beginning there was the sound, because everything is made of vibration. So there was a sound, and the sound was Om. Om. It's the universal sound of creation. And if you have an idea or something that you'd like to have manifest or continue to manifest, you can keep that in mind. If you want to throw in a few ohms, you can have the backing of the universe, the universal sound of creation, to support what you'd like. And when you put your order in, let's try 3 ohms like this. Let's try it. Come on. One more. We are always at choice when we tune into the universal voice, but it takes discipline to listen into the universal voice. Try that with me. It takes discipline to listen to the universal voice. One more time. It takes discipline to listen to the universal voice. You can come back to the room if you left. Come on back. Very good. And it doesn't always have to take discipline. You know, if you can remember to remember. And I love the question of, what do I need to know? If you're in a situation and you don't know, you can ask without here, go out or go in. What do I need to know? And then you open yourself to the answers. Come from within, below, above, all over. It's because it's a presence that is everywhere, it makes up everything. So we're going to move into the program, the sermon, the lesson, talk, whatever. I call it a music-inspired talk. We're going to be celebrating the Interdependent Web. But in June, last year, 2024, the Unitarian Universalist Association updated its core guiding document, replacing the 7 principles with a new framework called the values. We still have the principles, but now they're just referred to as values. And I have a feeling it had to do with wanting to create an 8th principle, and these values encompass all of that. Any racism, any prejudice is incorporated into the values. So it says here, this shift reflects a desire to better express the living, evolving nature of Unitarian Universalist values and commitments. Yeah, I like that. It's a congregation, it's a path that is open to evolution, that open at the top thing, because we don't know what's going to be invented next, what's happening. You know, we can't limit it, or we can, but it works better for me anyway, and of course for Unitarians, to just stay open and present. And there's a minister, Reverend Barbara Wells Ten Hove, who explained the principles, now values, are not dogma or doctrine, but rather a guide for those of us who choose to join and participate in Unitarian Universalist religious communities, like this one right here. And even though it's now the value, I'm sure you all know this, or most of you know this, the 7th principle is what? You can say it with me if you know it. Respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part, which is now referred to as the value of interdependence. And I have some quotations on the 7th principle, because it was written before they changed it to the values, and this is by Reverend Ken Gilmore. Quote, our 7th principle or value, respect for the interdependent web of all existence, is a glorious statement. Yet we make a profound mistake when we limit it to merely an environmental idea. It is so much more. It is our response to the great dangers of both individualism and oppression. It is our solution to the seeming conflict between the individual and the group. And our seventh principle or value may be our Unitarian Universalist way of coming to fully embrace something greater than ourselves. The interdependent web, expressed as the spirit of life, right? The ground of all being, the oneness of all existence, the community-forming power, the process of life, the creative force, even God, can help us develop that social understanding of ourselves that we and our culture so desperately need, especially now. It's a source of meaning to which we can dedicate our lives. And I'm just going to do a reading by Karen Casey. She's the author of a book on daily meditations for the practice of Course in Miracles. So I'm just going to, I know Sharon has studied the Course in Miracles. As we see our oneness with God, we heal the world. If we have always been one with, and you can replace that word God with source or the universe or energy or higher power, why must we see this fact now, anew now? Our oneness is as elusive as this world is illusory. Let's continue to practice attentiveness anyway. Remembering to remember, conscious awareness. Each time we catch a glimpse of our real connection to each other and Source, we feel safe, at peace, and complete. This feature, when expressed to others, fosters peace in them as well. The world is healed by the acknowledgement that we are one. I like to think of it as there's this huge, say, a sun, just a gigantic, vast, eternal, infinite sun, and it has infinite number of rays coming off of it. Now each ray is completely made of this sunlight, and we could say that I'm a ray of sunshine in this vast infinite sun. So, and I like to think of it as 100% of me, and each one here, is made of this source energy, but I'm not all of source energy, but I'm made of it. And when we know that, we can stand there with the power of the universe backing us. If we know, this is what I am spirit and form. If seeing our oneness makes us peaceful, why don't we hang on to this idea? Do we really favor agitation? There is no satisfactory explanation. The ego isn't logical and it's at fault. What we can be sure of is that any feeling we harbor which isn't peace has not been fostered by the Holy Spirit. And I want to just give you a little distinction about the ego. You cannot be a human being and not have an ego. We all have an ego, and that's what makes me able to stand up here, or makes us able to just be human and take risks and do what we do. But if we're at a place where, let's say we're moving in a direction and we want something to be a certain way, we make a goal, let's say, and then we're moving towards it and everything's flowing, and we're in the flow of that because we're these little infinite beings in a finite body, and we've set an intention. But as soon as we hit any tension, that's the ego taking over, because we are not allowing what is to be. We're putting up resistance to it, and where it's like we know better than Source, we know better than the way it is. We want to make it happen, and that can cause us to just lose our part of ourselves that is connected, because we're pushing against it. Okay. What we can be sure of is that any feeling we harbor that isn't peace has not been fostered by Holy Spirit. That's what we just go with the flow, what is. It doesn't mean we can't set intentions and work and have things occur. But when we add the tension, it's like we set an intention, we put our attention on it. That's the law of attraction. What we focus on gets bigger. But we do it with no tension, and then we can just, I want that. I want that. Or I want that. Or something better. Stay open. Open at the top. It's not all that hard. It's a simple request for its presence to be known. It's all we're asked to do. An ask can also be a declaration or an affirmation. You know, I was feeling like I was coming down with some congestion, and I just remembered, oh, that's right, yeah, there's always the source is all there is, and I'm made of that. And I declare that I am the perfection of health. Not that I'm perfect, whole, and healthy, but I am the perfection of health because I'm made of that. We're all made of that. It's so powerful. It is a little magical, feels magical. So as I see my oneness with God, I heal the world. That's another one that we can, as I see my oneness with God, I heal the world. The world. Can we say that one? As I see my oneness with God, I heal the world. One more time. As I see my oneness with God, I heal the world. And I had a yoga teacher when I was in college. I actually took yoga in high school for a little quarter of the year. And then I took it as an elective in college. And that yoga teacher, he left me with a few things that I still remember. And one of the things, the first day we're all sitting on the floor, he's teaching us this philosophy, and he said, less is more. You can't take it with you. That's one. And the other one that really stuck with me is we're all breathing the same air. And when I think of that, that's in that song, we smile in the same language, we all breathe the same air. Now, when I was teaching this idea during COVID, it wasn't so popular. But doesn't that give you a sense of oneness? It's like, that's the web. That's one of the webs that connects us, this air that we can't see, but we certainly can feel and need. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about the breath soon. But before that, I have some quotations by some well-known philosophers and teachers. Life is a great tapestry. The individual is only a thread in an immense and miraculous pattern. And you know who said that? Albert Einstein. Number 2. You don't need another person, place, or thing to make you whole. God already did that. Your job is to know it. And that's Maya Angelou. Who's my girl. And you are whole and also part of larger and larger circles of wholeness you may not even know about. You are never alone, and you already belong. You belong to humanity. You belong to life. You belong to this moment, this breath. And that's by John Kabat-Zinn, a well-known proponent of mindfulness meditation. Anybody know about mindfulness meditation? It works really well for people in chronic pain. And lastly, those who love you are not fooled by mistakes you have made or dark images you hold about yourself. They remember your beauty when you feel ugly, your wholeness when you are broken, your innocence when you feel guilty, and your purpose when you are confused. And that's by Alan Cohen. And you know, that's another thing about this one mind. You know, it's like we're not a body with a mind, but there's this one mind and it has all these bodies connected to it. And that's another interdependent web. The mind, the one mind. And then we have our individual brains and minds, and the mind is what the brain does. I like that. Think about that. So I wrote a song called Breathe Deeply, and I used some of the titles of some of Alan Cohen's books. And I used to pick him up at the airport. I was kind of like his girl Friday and his assistant, and then I helped out at the retreats and the conferences and his programs. And so the 4 books, and he has dozens and dozens and dozens of books by now. This was written in 2000. So one book is Take a Deep Breath of Life. Another book is Dare to Be Yourself. Try that one on. Dare to Be Yourself. Lifestyles of the Rich in Spirit. And Joy is My Compass. Joy is my compass. You know, follow your bliss. Who said that? Anybody remember? Joseph Campbell. Yeah, Joseph Campbell. All right, so this one, as I said, it's called Breathe Deeply. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And again, you're doing great. Come on, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now we're just going to sing Breathe Deeply, Breathe Deeply, Breathe Deeply, deeply like this. Breathe deeply. Breathe deeply. Again. Take a deep breath of life. Dare to be and be yourself. Follow love, follow bliss. Joy can be your compass. Here's us now, come on. We are one. Yes, we are one. We are daughter. We are son. We are father and mother. We are children of each other. I am healed. It's in the field. It's truth revealed. What I know and feel, these are riches of the Spirit. It's the one voice, you can hear it when you read. Sing it, come on. I recorded this in New York with two New York City doo-wop backup singers, Frenchie Concepcione and Johnny Stompanato. They were doing stuff like this. It's on the album. Can some of you do those along? Let's try that. And some of you keep doing it, we'll say, one more time around. Good job. Give yourselves a hand, everybody. Great. All right, so there's a place in New Jersey, in Warren County, I believe. On the border. It's in the northwest part of New Jersey, which is where I'm from originally. It's called Genesis Farms. And it's an ecological and organic farm in Blairstown, New Jersey, founded in 1980 as a project of the Dominican Sisters. I love them. You know, I grew up with the nuns. I like the nuns. Directed by Sister Miriam McGillies since its birth until 2020. So she was head of that thing for 40 years, and it's still going. And I heard her once do a lecture, and it was in New York City. And it was kind of a defining moment for me. It gave me this distinction. And what she was doing was she was sort of quoting and teaching the ideas of Thomas More. Anybody remember or know who that is? Author and former monk with a nun. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to paraphrase what I remember her saying. We are each a microcosm of the earth. Mother Earth herself is a sentient being. The trees on the planet are her lungs, the rivers and streams are her bloodstream, and human beings are the brains and technology. Right? Really? The brains and tech. Now, we've had so many technological breakthroughs, and some of them have been fabulous, and some of them maybe not, but I don't think we really need that many more of those. I think we need more breakthroughs in humanity. And so, yeah, we're ready for that. So a couple years ago, I made a song on Earth Day, using those ideas, and now we've a lot of us have heard, oh, the Earth is a sentient being, but back in the 80s, I'd never heard that before. It's a being, just like we are. So it goes like this. Your part. Mother, Mother Nature, you are the ground we walk upon. Mother, Mother Nature, you are the air we breathe. Mother, Mother Nature, your fire warms my heart and soul. Mother, Mother Nature, your waters bring me peace. Let's try that together, everyone. Mother, Mother Nature, you are the ground we walk upon. Mother, Mother Nature, you are the air we breathe. Mother, Mother Nature, your fire warms my heart and soul. Mother, Mother Nature, your waters bring me peace. It's up to us to build the will. Communication is the skill. Cooperation brings goodwill. Let's keep the earth fulfilled. Mother Nature, Mother, Mother Nature, you are the ground we walk upon. Mother, Mother Nature, you are the air we breathe. Mother, Mother Nature, your fire warms my heart and soul. Mother, Mother Nature, your waters bring us peace. We are microcosms of the planet Earth. Deep within her essence is our sacred word. We are microcosms of the universe, and spirit brings us peace. Mother Nature, Mother, Mother Nature, you are the ground we walk upon. Mother, Mother Nature, you are the air we breathe. Mother, Mother Nature, your fire warms my heart and soul. Mother, Mother Nature, your waters bring me peace. Bring me peace, bring me peace, bring me peace. Bring me peace, bring me peace, bring me peace. Bring me peace, bring me peace, bring me peace. Mother Nature brings us peace. Good job, everybody. Give yourself a hand. You know how it's so wonderful for me to get to hear everybody sing my songs. So back in 2017, this is when the song was written, and there's a national program for children called the Summer Library Reading Program. And in 2017, I found out about it, and it was the idea, their theme. I remember one year it was outer space, another time I think it was machines, but this year it was called Build a Better World. Right, so this is 2017. You know, people are talking about building, build a better world. And I'm going to teach the chorus. It's kind of a kid's song, but we're all kids, aren't we? Goes like this. Let's build a better world for every boy and girl, every woman and man. Take them by the hand and let's build a better world. Let's try together. Let's build a better world for every boy and girl, every woman and man. Take them by the hand and let's build a better world. We are one big family, and we are the human race on a big and beautiful planet, spinning through outer space. Here's a let's build a better world for every boy and girl, every woman and man. Take them by the hand and let's build a better world. Everyone has value, and we all need love and respect. This helps to build a better world as we reach out to connect. Take it. I forgot to tell you. So in the summer of 2017, they used this as a theme song for the summer reading program. Do unto each other is the wise and golden rule. You're my sister, you're my brother. Life is one big school. Let's build a better world for every boy and girl, every woman and man. Take them by the hand. Swing it a little bit here. Let's build a better world for every boy and girl, every woman and man. Take them by the hand. Let's build a better world. Let's build a better world. Better than a wall. One more song, and
Elaine, I want to ask you something.
okay.
If you were to write a song about this tragic shooting of little children.
That's exactly what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to, this next song was inspired by the one, not this one that just happened, but the one at Parkland. I did it. Yeah, I did it. Anyway. What happened in 2018 on Valentine's Day in Florida, in Parkland, right near Fort Lauderdale, Sunrise, near Fort Lauderdale. And I was living in West Palm Beach for 4 years, so my husband's shop. So someone that I know, one of the ministers, called Dr. Bob. He was a counselor at the hospital for some of these people that needed counseling after that. It was pretty close to where I was. And so what I find so amazing, because the Phoenix rises, and there was a horrible thing that happened, these shootings in churches and schools. It's horrible, and it should not be, but we get the government, and we get the people that show up in the collective consciousness. So we're going to have to do more to think better and know better. And so I made this song, and it's called "We Are the People." And I got the idea that we need to vote, and so I'm a voter registrar with the League of Women Voters in Sarasota, Florida, and I'm an activist. I'm getting solar power probably next month because I had to cut my tree because of the hurricane. But it's like a bad thing, a good thing, a bad thing, a good thing, and it doesn't take away from the pain and that people have, but we cannot let what's going on steal our joy. Because joy is another word for God, if you will, for that power. And we need to stay there. I'm not saying don't feel the feelings, but do your best to get back to the joy part, or the love part, or the compassion part, or the empathy part. Because how are the young people going to learn? We have to be the examples. So I made this song. It's about voting, called "We Are the People." And there's a video of this, and it was done by, I have a friend from England who was a huge Bernie Sanders fan. So he made this video, and Bernie Sanders is all over. There's no Hillary, but there are special guests in the video, and I recommend that you check it out on YouTube. Just go to "We Are the People" by Elaine Silver. So one of the guests is the Dalai Lama, makes an appearance, and this is a direct quotation from him. "The world will be saved by the Western women." We're not close, but so the suffragists from the 1920 around 19 teens. All right, that's, we've only been voting 105 years. Women, they're trying to take that away. The pussy hats are in it. Gandhi makes an appearance. The Obamas. Bernie Sanders makes a lot of appearances. And then the Golden Rule shows up in the song. And Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of the Science of Mind, New Thought Philosophy, That's My Path. So there's a beautiful quotation from him. John and Yoko were in it a few times. And my favorite special guest is the dancing Statue of Liberty. And I like that she goes around in a circle, but she goes counterclockwise, the way the moon goes around the earth. So we are the people. We are the people. Let's keep it. We are the people, and we can bring change. We have the power to rearrange. Vote 'em in, vote 'em out as we march, sing and shout. Vote 'em out, vote 'em in, this could be a big win. We are the people, and we can bring change. We have the power to rearrange. The world will be saved by the Western women, that's clear. One step at a time as we let go of fear. We are the women, and we have brought change. We've taken our power, and we've rearranged. Vote 'em in, vote 'em out's what I'm talking about. Vote 'em out, vote 'em in, this is now our biggest win. National Organization voting now. It takes a measure of courage to work on this plan, and we have been willing since time began. See the change, yes we can, yes we can. See the change, yes we can, yes we can. There is a rule that is golden and true. Do unto others as you would have them do you. And we are the people, that we can bring change. Right now in this hour, there is power to claim. We are the people, and we're bringing change. We have the power to rearrange. Vote 'em in, vote 'em out, as we march, sing and shout. Vote 'em out, vote 'em in, this is now our biggest win. This is now our biggest win, and here's your part. See the change, yes we can, yes we can. See the change, yes we can, yes we can. See the change, yes we can. Let me hear you, come on. One more. See the change, yes we can, yes we can. Yes we can, yes we can. Yes we can. Yes we can. Yes we can.
notice for the sharing of gifts and pledges to support the work of the congregation. I'll remind you, anything that's not marked as a pledge, half of it will go to CASA, court-appointed special advocates.
Okay. So, I got permission to do this. So like this. The best things in life aren't free. It's an exchange of energy that give us fun. Green energy, that's what we want. What? Green energy, that's what we want. Yeah. Green energy. Money don't get everything, it's true. What it does get, we can use to give us fun. Green energy, that's what we want. Green energy, that's what we want. Yeah. Green energy. Okay.
These gifts are received and appreciated, as is the gift of music. And now we will have brief joys and concerns. If you have a joy or a concern, we don't want you to trip, so it might be easier today if you'd like to stand where you are or come down to this side and light a candle or place a stone in the water and token if you have a joy or concern you'd like to share this morning.
I apologize, I don't think I lit anything up there.
No worries.
Might be the porch. And Sherry, sometimes I chicken out from saying what I think I'm gonna say to start with, and maybe that's a good thing sometimes. But I was gonna introduce you as Statesboro's favorite Earth Mother and hippie chick. and so you could be expected to bring in the professionals. And Rev Elaine is certainly a blessing to that.
Thank you, Al.
Well, we're all concerned about the shooting.
Yes.
And I mean, when is it going to end? And you know, when there was a shooting when Barack Obama was president, he got on the TV and he talked about it. Now, the mayor of Minneapolis talked a lot on the day of the shooting and the next day. But do you think Trump would get on the TV and talk about it? No, not Trump. But he did say he wanted the flags down at half-staff. So,
Honey, I'll light a candle in token of the sadness of those deaths.
it isn't just the parents of those two boys. It's the whole country is mourning, and their cousins and their aunts and uncles and neighbors and,
Thank you.
Thank you. My name is June. This is a candle of remembrance for the life of Antonio Cortez Humphreys. Passed away 4 years ago this week. He was my Taekwondo instructor for 14 years.
Wow.
And he's missed, but this week I've heard from so many people about how many lives he touched. So a candle of remembrance of Master Humphreys.
Thank you, Jim.
Hey Sherry, would you mind lighting a candle? I have two. One is that just in remembrance of mine and Adrian's daughter Natasha, the anniversary of her untimely passing this Tuesday. And I'm so grateful that I get to come and share this with you guys. And another candle, please, of joy for Reverend Elaine and her performance this morning, and also in how under a minute she managed to give me a complete tutorial on things that I needed to look for to move forward with our upgrading our sound system. So thank you.
Thank you, Mike. I want to light a candle of hope and joy. I heard from Matthew this morning, our buddy Matthew, who has been undergoing leukemia treatment since March. And it's looking good. If the tests still come in good on Tuesday, he may be back in Statesboro on Wednesday. So we'll keep you posted, but continue to hold him and Sarah and their 4 children in your hearts. I'd also like one more candle. My friend Tom learned this week, his wife, he and his wife Frida learned that she has a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer. So holding them in love light. One more candle. For the joys and concerns we carry within us, which have not yet been expressed in the world. This is for those. So, Reverend Elaine has a few closing words before we extinguish our chalice. Oh, yeah.
Right. Very faithful. It's on page 3. Here it is, okay. Life doesn't make any sense without interdependence. We need each other, and the sooner we learn that, the better for all of us. And that's by Eric Erickson. And our final song, is that ready for that?
We're ready for the benediction comes after the announcement, so we'll do the extinguishing the chalice. Announcements, and then you want to do a benediction, so.
I had the order of service, but I don't know.
We did practice yesterday, we packed a lot into that. Patience with the process. And join me with these words if you like.
There it
Extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Thank you. And now is the time for announcements. What announcements do we have to remind one another?
Oh,
Well, actually, there is a local election coming up in November. We can talk about separately. If you have any questions, I'm happy to make recommendations outside the parliament. If there are no other announcements, I will remind you that we will have a version of Afterthoughts. What we might do, Elaine, is gather around your table. Elaine brought lots of pretty things for sale. So after our benediction, feel free to meet her back at the table and look at those. And then in about 10 minutes, we will have a discussion, but we might just do it back there while people look. That would sound good. Yes, thank you.
You all know this. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky.
missed the full spread of refreshments, sign up, because nobody did this holiday weekend, but I think somebody made coffee.
We have some delicious graham crackers out, so.
Connie brought peanuts.
And
Connie brought nuts, yes, yes.
assorted nuts, or a cracker, or a cup of coffee, and then come back in 10 minutes and join us. All right.
Oh, she's good.